Before the video starts, I just want to tell you guys to please subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this. I post 2 videos a week on all things NBA basketball, so if that's something you're interested in, I would appreciate the support. Also, please be sure to leave a like on the video. That helps a lot with helping this channel grow. Anyways, back to the video. When the NBA announced that it would be restarting the NBA season in a bubble in Disney World, Orlando, Florida, we didn't know what to expect. There were so many questions going into it, like, okay, is this going to work? How are they going to keep people safe? Are the games even going to be worth watching if there's going to be no fans or no home court advantage? Is the competition going to be down? Are players going to want to even do this? Is this just going to be a big waste of time and money for the NBA? I mean, these were all questions that were asked because it was just so different and so weird. And lo and behold, this ended up being a great success. I mean, first off, they kept everybody safe. They had no positive tests for the entire time they were down there, which is, I mean, that's probably the number one thing. They kept everyone safe, which is great. Another thing was the basketball was honestly some of the best that we've seen in years. So all the talk about it being, not as competitive or not as fun to watch, all of that went out the window immediately when the bubble started because the games and the players were just so into it. And I think that the environment that they set up was perfect because it just created for some amazing moments. And that's why in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 5 moments in the NBA bubble. There's a lot of incredible things that happened, but I mean, I'm just going to talk about, my 5. Obviously, you're not going to agree with me. You're going to have a lot of different opinions than me. So, I mean, you know what? Let me in the comments what you think. Let me know what I missed because I'm sure I did. These 5 are probably what stand out to me the most, and what stands out to me won't stand out to you. So, let's just keep that in mind. But anyways, with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Here are the top 5 moments in the NBA bubble. When the NBA season was suspended in March, the Phoenix Suns were at 26-39, which was near the bottom of the Western Conference. So when they got invited to the NBA bubble, people, including myself, were asking why the Suns were invited when they were just 6 games back from the 8th seed and had 0 chance of getting in the playoffs. It felt just like they were going to play 8 meaningless games where Devin Booker can try to carry his team like he always does. They were expected to lose every game or maybe win a game or 2. The only way they had a chance of getting in the playoffs was if they won all of their 8 games and other teams lost their games, which sounded crazy. I mean, to go 8-0 just to have a chance? That's crazy. There's no way that could happen. Well, the Phoenix Suns had other plans. They surprised everybody by winning every single game. 8-0. They actually did it. Even the biggest Suns fans have to admit that they didn't think this would happen. The Suns were just so fun to watch while they were on this run. Devin Booker proved why he was an all-star this season and why he will be one for years to come. Everyone knows how great Booker is, but the problem is that he gets brushed off all the time because he's on a team that does not win. But I do think that this bubble environment was great for him and he really used it as an opportunity to shine. He averaged 30 points and 6 rebounds while shooting 32% from 3. He hit game winners, he hit big time shots, he was just doing everything. He even became a meme. He was the runner-up for bubble MVP right behind Damian Lillard, and the Suns overall as a team were just terrific in those 8 games. Cameron Johnson was great, DeAndre Ayton was great. I mean, freaking Cameron Payne was even doing good. As great as the run was, it just wasn't enough to get a playoff spot since the Grizzlies won their last game and ended up knocking off the Suns. Let's not let this 8-0 run distract you from the fact that the Suns have a lot of work to do to get better. They need to find someone to pair with Booker or send him out and start over. I hate seeing great players like Devin Booker waste their career playing on bad teams. So I hope that either Booker gets help in Phoenix or he goes somewhere else where he can actually win. Regardless of all of that, the 8-0 run in that bubble was definitely one of the top moments of the NBA restart. So we already talked about the runner-up for bubble MVP, now let's talk about the actual winner of the award, Damian Lillard. Everyone knows how great he is. I mean, we saw that last year when he dotted a 3 in Paul George's eye and waved goodbye. Everyone knows for a long time that he's the real deal, but this bubble environment brought something out of him that was amazing to watch. The Blazers entered the bubble with a record of 29-37, which is 3.5 games back from the 8th seeded Memphis Grizzlies. So the 8 seeding games were all very important for Portland to have their chance of getting in the playoffs. And that come from behind mentality is what sparked Damian Lillard to put up an incredible numbers and incredible moments in those 8 games. He averaged 37 points and nearly 10 assists while shooting 43% from 3. The moment we realized that what Lillard was doing was something special was in that last seeding game against the Brooklyn Nets, where he sparked a fourth quarter run, never gave up, and just hit deep shots with so much confidence. I mean, that's where he got the logo Lillard name from. The Blazers ended up winning 6 of 8 and got in a play-in with Memphis, where Damian Lillard again showed out and got the Blazers into the playoffs. And game 1 against the Lakers was just another example of Lillard's confidence in the bubble. He hit big shots, he made big plays, and he helped his team win that game. He even hit a dagger 3 and danced to blow the whistle right after. The man is just confident, and that's what made his bubble run so great. Even after the Blazers were eliminated, Lillard actually was still a top bubble guy. I mean, think about it. After the Clippers blew that 3-1 lead, him and CJ, to be honest, were the funniest people on Twitter that night. So even after the bubble, Lillard was still like trolling and being funny. It was great. Damian Lillard in the bubble was so fun to watch, and I hope that he can continue to do that next season. The bubble was without a doubt a very strange environment with a strange format, but if there's one thing that we can actually take away from this weird experience, it's the play-in tournament. This was actually something that the NBA did to make the bubble experience more unique, but the idea ended up working out so well that I think it should be made permanent. The play-in tournament happens if the gap between the 8th and 9th seed was 4 games or less, and since the Blazers and the Grizzlies were within that gap, they played a tournament where if Portland won the first game, they'd move on. If Memphis won, then they play another game that would be win or go home. And that one play-in tournament game ended up being super fun to watch. We saw an incredible back and forth between the Rookie of the Year Ja Morant trying to propel his team to the playoffs in his first year, and Damian Lillard, a superstar point guard, trying to work his magic to get his team in the playoffs. Those two went at it all game and were terrific. Morant put up 35, 8 and 4, Lillard put up 31 and 10, CJ McCollum was hitting big time shots. The game went down to the wire and the Blazers ended up winning 126-122, but it was great seeing a young team like Memphis fight so hard to the very end. And that's why I think that this tournament should be made permanent. If the game was that intense in the bubble, imagine this during non-pandemic times. Like, imagine a packed arena cheering on their young team fighting for a playoff spot. Imagine the environment that would be created in that kind of situation. That would be amazing. This play-in tournament was really a good idea by the NBA, and I really think that they should make this a thing going forward, especially with how many talented young teams there are in the league. It would make the fight for the playoffs just as interesting. I mean, talk about making history. What this Denver Nuggets team did this season, especially in the playoffs, is something historic. The Nuggets were the 3rd seed in the West, and they went up against the Utah Jazz in the first round. The back and forth between Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell was something special to watch, but the Jazz overall were doing everything right, it seemed. They were able to take a 3-1 series lead and pull off potentially an upset if you're taking down the 3rd seed, but Denver had other plans. This Nuggets team, man, they really did something special in these playoffs. They pulled off the 3-1 comeback against the Jazz, and that alone was crazy to watch. This team is so deep. They have everything you need, from shooting, shot creating, playmaking, defending. They have it all. But one thing they also have is that fighting spirit. So yeah, the 3-1 comeback was definitely crazy, but after that, they went against the LA Clippers in the second round. Everyone immediately was like, alright, this is it. No way they can beat the Clippers. I mean, the Nuggets against Kawhi and PG? No way. The Clippers, again, they took a pretty dominant 3-1 lead, and after that, we were like, alright, this is different. No way the Clippers are going to blow this. The Nuggets had a great run, but this is where it's going to end. And in Game 5, the Clippers had a dominant lead in the 3rd quarter. You had Clippers family members dancing like, hey, we're going to the conference finals. The second round Clippers curse is over. But again, the Nuggets had other plans. The Nuggets rallied from behind to win Game 5. The Clippers were up at halftime in Game 6 by a decent amount, but Denver again made the comeback and forced a Game 7. So 2 games in a row, the Clippers blow their halftime leads. Then Game 7 comes around, the Clippers again are up at halftime, but not only did the Nuggets come back from that deficit, they were embarrassing the Clippers. So 2 times in a row, the Nuggets came back down 3-1, and they took down the team that was the favorite to win the title. They head to the conference finals to take on the Lakers, win 1 game, but the Clippers take them down. But let's be clear, what the Nuggets did this season is something we'll never see again. They came back down 3-1 not once, but twice. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic emerged as one of the top duos in the league. Jokic certified himself as the best center in the league too. They were so fun to watch. Jamal Murray became a superstar. Michael Porter Jr. showed how bright of a future he has. This was just a great team that had a great run. This bubble environment worked out terrifically for them, and it's what made them so great. And I have no doubt with how young they are, they're going to be competing for a title in the coming years. If the Nuggets run was unexpected, then this was a complete shock. The Miami Heat were the 5th seed in the East, and with the Celtics, Raptors, and Bucks at the top, there was no way the Miami Heat had a chance to go past the second round, let alone the finals. Everyone knew that Jimmy Butler is a dog, a top competitor. Bam Adebayo has grown to an all-star talent, and they have a great pool of young guys who have a lot of potential. But the run that they had was not expected, and to be honest, now that we think about it now, why didn't we see this coming? I mean, think about it. The bubble environment was perfect for this Heat team, and the culture that they have, that no BS, fight to the end, take no prisoners mentality, is peak Heat culture, and the bubble fuels that. They swept the Pacers with ease, then they took down the Milwaukee Bucks, who were the best team in the NBA with the back-to-back MVP. They took them down in 5 games. Then they took down the Celtics in the conference finals. They defied all expectations, and they did that while being also a very fun team to watch. Jimmy Butler proved in this bubble that he is a team leader who can help him get to success. So now me, as a Bulls fan, gets to live in internal pain, wondering what could have been if the Bulls decided to keep him instead of shipping him off. I mean, look at what he did in Game 5, right? He played the entire game basically and dropped 40 to help his team win, and you could tell he gave it his all, and I respect that so much from anybody, but especially a guy like Jimmy. Bam showed so much grit even in the finals, and when he came back from his injury, he fought to the very end, and he never gave up on his team. Tyler Hero proved in his first year and his first run at a title that he is an incredible talent with a lot of potential to be great in the NBA. The Heat surprising everybody and getting to the finals and winning 2 games is without a doubt at the top in terms of moments in this restart. I don't know what's next for this Heat team. Apparently they're going to go all out and try to get Giannis, which would be very interesting. But what I do know is that the Miami Heat run this season is one that we're going to remember for a very long time. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below what are some of your favorite bubble moments. I can think of a lot of different ones on the top of my head that I didn't think of. The Anthony Davis game winner, the Luka Doncic game winner, so many different things that were so great. I mean, this bubble thing was just great, and it was so good that in such an incredibly tough, challenging year, we were able to get some good moments with this NBA bubble restart. So I'm happy that we got that, but now we're just gonna have to wait for the next season, which, I mean, they're saying that it's gonna be an MLK Day. We don't know for sure. Hopefully it's soon. You know, I'm already missing it a lot, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyways, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss an upload. Thank you guys so much for the continuous support on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.